More than 24,000 teenagers are admitted to hospital in the UK each year after deliberately harming themselves. Research evidence reviewed by the National Inquiry suggests that 1 in 15 young people have self-harmed in the UK. The average age for children starting to self-harm is 13 years old, but children as young as 7 have been found to self-harm.
Is self-harming just attention seeking?
People self-harm because they're in pain and trying to cope with their emotions. They could also be trying to show that something has happened. They need to be taken seriously.
How could you help someone who self-harms?
You can show the person you care about them, but be aware that you cannot necessarily change their life or coping mechanisms. You can also make it clear that it's okay to talk about how they feel and be caring, respectful and willing to listen to them.
What support is offered to those who self-harm?
Counselling and therapy to explore and address the experiences and feelings that they feel underlying self-injury. The National Self-Harm Network runs support groups in which people can talk about how they feel.
Do you think it's important that those who self-harm get help?
I do feel that it is important for people to get help so they can try and overcome their problems. They should also talk to friends and relatives to get support so they know they're not alone.
For some people, self-harming is a way of coping with strong emotions. It gives the same relief that crying may provide for other people. There are different ways of self-harming. This can include cutting or burning, hitting themselves, hitting walls or other hard objects, taking overdoses or eating disorders.
When did you begin to self-harm?
I think I was about 4 or 5 years old. I can't remember. It was so long ago now.
So what was it that made you start to self-harm?
I'm not entirely sure. I guess I just blame myself. If I saw anybody angry or upset, it just felt like it was me being a horrible person that made them feel like that.
So how did people react to you when they found out that you self-harmed?
I think people were shocked, because normally I'm a confident person. I don't think they thought somebody like me would do such a thing to myself.
Did you ever try to get some help?
I tried. It wasn't until I was in my late teens that I sought help. I went through many counsellors and doctors, and I was on many types of medication. I think the only thing that really helped me was talking to my friends.
So what was it that made you stop?
I kind of got to a stage where I severely hurt myself and I had to get rushed to hospital. I was at work and I had to tell someone because I couldn't walk, and I was scared myself so much being at the hospital that I didn't want to go back to that state of panic, and I've been scared to do it since.
Finally, what advice would you give to someone who self-harms?
I'd say my best advice would be to tell someone, whether it be a friend, a relative, or the people who know you the best. They can help you, and it's difficult to tell somebody about something like this, but it really has helped me.
Self-harming is not attention-seeking, manipulation for pleasure, a trend or a failed suicide attempt. If you self-harm, these are a few ways to help take your mind off it. Next time you feel like harming yourself, take deep breaths, call up a friend and talk, write down how you feel on a piece of paper and then rip it up, or keep a diary of your feelings. The National Self-Injury Awareness Day is on March the 1st and is not yet supported by the government.